Good afternoon, Mr. Beck. Thank you for coming in today. My name is Officer Samantha Murphy with the Yoknapatawpha Sheriff's Department, and I'll take your statement today. I understand that you knew the victim for some time.
Yes.
Please state your full name and address for the record.
My name is Arthur Beck, and I live at 1580 Jackson Avenue, Oxford, Mississippi.
And how did you know the victim?
She was my neighbor.
I understand you've prepared a statement for us today.
Yes, I have.
Please go ahead.
I was born May 3rd, 1952. And my dad was stationed at Fort Riley in Kansas. And my dad was Patrick, and my mom was Connie. He was in the career military, and he was a sergeant. And like most career Army families, my parents were transferred often. So I attended 7 different schools in 13 years of schooling. I was not a very friendly and outgoing child, and I didn't make very much friends. And my dad, like most people, I took in his footsteps. So I went to Vietnam and worked in the Army for 2 tours and spent a total of 8 years in service. I got too much of the Army, so I went out of the United States for too long, so I decided to move back. And I went to live and work in Chicago. I picked a large city with the idea that jobs would be more plentiful there, and I ended up working in the U.S. Postal Service. There is a library near my office, which I frequently went to read up. And I enjoyed doing research on subjects. And I ended up becoming a high position in the U.S. Postal Service. And then one day I met a girl. She just walked in looking for stuff. And after a while, we ended up talking. And then a bit later, I asked her if she wanted to go to dinner. Surprisingly, she said yes. And then after 3 years of talking and dating, I decided to ask her if she wanted to marry me. And then she said yes. And we spent 30 years together. Marriage was happy and awesome. Although I was not a very sociable person, I enjoyed football and going to her church. I joined a bowling team, and I continued to watch football. And a few years later, in 2009, my wife Frances began to lose weight rapidly, and a lot of weight. Then we went to the doctor, and he said it was pancreatic cancer. She always loved working in the garden, so I went home and tended to it, and I ended up cooking her meals because she couldn't cook her own. And then she died in June 2010. I was so sad, I just shut everyone out and tended work into my garden. And where the pastor at the church, he mentioned to me that I should go into a grief counseling. But I told him no, and secretly I always kept all of her clothes in a closet just the way they were.
Mr. Beck, if we have additional questions, we'll contact you at the number you provided.
Yes.
Thank you for coming in today, sir.
You're welcome.